I'm not sure about you guys, but I really have no idea what to make of the Sacramento Kings at this point. I mean, trading away De'Aaron Fox, who was the current president, and many thought was the future of their team, getting both DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, two guys that are on the wrong side of 30 and don't really have some great contracts come with it. Still having Domantas Sabonis, not really having a current future of their team. Many thought, or rather hoped, they would enter a rebuild and trade at least two of them, but rather than doing that, they signed Dennis Schroeder and apparently are trying to sign Russell Westbrook, which only adds further to the confusion. And well, to even add more to that, reports say they're trying to trade at least one of Malik Monk or Devin Carter, maybe even both of them. This coming from Matt George, a Sacramento Kings reporter, also backed up by a previous report from Michael Scott of HoopsHype, both of them saying that the Kings are gauging the market for Malik Monk and or Devin Carter. Carter kind of being the future of their backcourt, Monk being a vital part of their current core and has been a part of their team for 4 years now. So it's really confusing, but maybe a team like the Lakers might be able to take advantage of it. After all, they have plenty of background with Malik Monk. He kind of revived his career with their team back during the 2021-22 NBA season, averaging roughly 14 points per game that year on 39% three-point shooting, and ever since then it's pretty much been up for him, finally getting a long-term contract with the Kings, them giving him a 4-year contract last season, in which he is in the second year of, and apparently they don't like that contract for him. Then currently having Devin Carter, having a pretty underwhelming rookie season, only averaging roughly 4 points per game on some pretty poor efficiency, but then again showed out pretty well during Summer League, played well in the G League, and definitely does appear to be a good long-term two-way player for their team, or maybe for a different team. So with that in mind here, could the Lakers maybe trade for one of them, both of them, and would this be a good opportunity for their team? We'll talk about that and try to break it all down here. And well, to begin, I guess we'll talk about the former Laker here, that again being Malik Monk, playing with their team, so they obviously have familiarity with him. He played with both LeBron and Austin Reeves, and both of them really like him and always are happy to see him when they play against him, him being one of Austin's best friends on the team back in the day, and I imagine they would both welcome him back with open arms on their team. So with that being said, what would a trade look like for him, and what might the Kings want in return for him? Well, according to that Michael Scott report that I referenced before, the Kings apparently were looking for a first-round draft pick back in this year's NBA draft if they would have traded Malik Monk or Devin Carter prior to the draft. So it kind of sounds like they want draft compensation rather than an immediate upgrade, which again doesn't really make sense, but hey, more power to them, I guess. So if we're talking about a Malik Monk trade, I guess if they simply want salary filler for him and then a draft pick, we could do something like Maxi Kleber and Gabe Vincent, then with our 2031 first round draft pick, maybe protect that a little bit, but offer something like that, or maybe multiple future first round draft pick swaps. I'm not really sure, but if that's what they want from Malik Monk, we do have it, we could offer a package around that, and maybe I guess they would take it. You know, I'm not sure that Malik Monk is the best fit for their team at this point, wouldn't directly address a major need for their team. You know, in my opinion, the last remaining need for their team is a true proven reliable 3-and-D wing option, which Malik Monk doesn't really cover. Isn't a point guard and isn't really a true wing player, is more of a combo guard that can play a little bit of point guard, a little bit on the wing, but more offensively rather than defensively. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great athlete and a very talented offensive player, coming off a best career high of 17.2 points per game, roughly 4 rebounds per game, even a very impressive 5.6 assists per game to only 2.4 turnovers per game, also shooting roughly 44% from the field and having a down year from the 3-point line, 32.5%, but we know what Malik Monk is capable of. He showed it with their team, has shown plenty of it during his past 3 years with the Sacramento Kings, and could potentially be a really good 6-man option for their team or any other team for that fact too. So again, would they maybe want the package of salary filler with a first round draft pick? Maybe. I guess we could instead offer something like Rui Hachimura if we wanted to. Maybe could try to trade for both Malik Monk and Devin Carter. Maybe with a package like Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Dalton Connect, and maybe a future first round draft pick swap or two. Maybe they'd want something like that. Again, I really have no idea what they want with their current team direction. Not really a clear hint at it. Are they trying to compete? Are they trying to rebuild? I'm really not sure at this point, so it's really difficult to offer a fair trade package for both parties. Regardless though, if they're trying to trade away Malik Monk for whatever reason and would accept a fair trade price for him, maybe something like I offered in one of these 2 trade packages, then I feel like we have to look into it. If we can find a way to upgrade from Gabe Vincent and turn him into Malik Monk, while also having Marcus Smart, who now kind of fills that backcourt defender role for their team, I feel like you at least have to look into it. Getting somebody of Malik Monk's caliber, the offensive firepower that can come with him, the 3-point shooting upgrade, the offensive upgrade, simply the firepower off the bench kind of punch that he can offer, I feel like you have to look into it. Or even if you're simply talking about Devin Carter, I feel like you have to look into that one too. I mean, if they're simply trying to get rid of him for whatever reason, there definitely is a lot to like about him. I mean, plenty of defensive upside and even current defensive ability with Devin Carter, is a great point of attack defender, is a very pesky defender in general, is a defensive playmaker, averaging roughly 2 steals per game during Summer League, per 36 minutes averaging roughly 2 of them in the NBA last season, also in the G League. Very good point of attack defender, like I said. Potentially pairing him off the bench with Marcus Smart, that could be a very dangerous defensive combination. And with Devin Carter showing 3-point shooting improvement, having shot roughly 39% at the G League level, definitely is capable of getting above 35% and being a good 2-way player. I might look into it if they maybe want something like Dalton Connect in draft compensation. I personally like Dalton Connect and don't want to trade him for simply nothing, but Devin Carter definitely is not nothing. If they do something like Dalton Connect in a future first-round draft pick swap, I probably would be willing to do that. Getting the defensive upgrade, probably the better immediate fit for their bench unit and team in general, I think I might look into that. Again, I'm not sure if they'd want that or exactly what they want here again, but it might be something to look into, I guess. Or if you want to get really wacky here and go wild with the trade machine, I guess you could do something like both Malik Monk and Devin Carter, with draft compensation coming from Sacramento, for a trade package built around Austin Reeves. Now, I definitely don't see this happening, and I don't see it even being a great possibility for their team, but if they'd want to go that route and maybe bring back Malik Monk over Austin Reeves, then get Devin Carter with them, maybe they could go this route. After all, Sacramento is trying to compete, so it might be an upgrade for them in their eyes, offering something like Austin Reeves and Gabe Vincent for Malik Monk, Devin Carter, and a future first-round draft pick. If you want to go that route again, maybe you could investigate it. I personally wouldn't. I don't think the Lakers would do that, but if you want to get both Malik Monk and Devin Carter, maybe with a draft pick with them, then maybe you could look into that option. However, I definitely don't see that one happening. Though I do think it's a possibility that they could get one of Devin Carter or Malik Monk. Again, maybe something like salary filler then with a draft pick for Malik Monk. If the Kings don't like his long-term contract, if they simply want more draft picks or whatever it might be, then that might be a realistic option, especially if they're trying to replace him with Russell Westbrook off the open market. Another thing that does make sense, but hey, let them go ahead and do their thing, I guess. Or for Devin Carter, I think he would be an upgrade for this immediate Lakers team over Dalton Connect. Is both younger than him, also has more potential in my opinion, is more of a 2-way option rather than simply an offensive firepower punch and a very good 3-point shooter. I would maybe look into that route too. So between the both of Malik Monk and Devin Carter, they're probably 2 of the better options on the trade market. Not really the best fit for what the Lakers' last remaining need is in my opinion, but some pretty good options nonetheless, and 2 guys that are actually pretty young yet too. So with all of that being said, what do you guys think? How do you feel about the Kings team in general right now? Are you as confused as me about their direction and what they're trying to do with their team? How do you feel about the options of Malik Monk and or Devin Carter on the trade market? Would you try to make a trade for one of them, both of them? What would the trade package look like? Or would you simply ignore the situation entirely? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one. And if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching, have a great day or night.